What's up, baby? So listen, man. We're gonna do another replay here. I know we're jumping around a little bit this, but yeah, we're nice and hungover today. This is gonna be. I'm sure I'm gonna make some good decisions. Dude, my funded futures has been kind of annoying lately because they send offers out all the time, but it'll be like, here's 3 free resets, and then you go to use the code and it's like, not for this account though. Not for this account. So been waiting for an excuse to get back in, but if you guys send me a reset, like a discounted reset, I'll do it. Those guys must make so much money. Yeah, we're jumping around. So we're going to start on Monday. And then I think Wednesday, Friday, we still have to run through. Ain't up the facing. I've been listening to a lot of Creed. Creed is good, dude. I know it's like kind of a meme, but Creed is fucking good. I wonder if this is just going to be like a runaway day where it doesn't even come back. That's fine. I choose to live. Sorry, my wait. Hold up. Okay. This could be a good place to go long if we get a good reaction here. There are a lot of wicks on the top here. Let's be cautious. Okay. So no. That's okay. But this could still be a good place to go long. It's interesting that there's that little volume gap in the middle, but they must have updated this because I keep waiting for it to do like the second. You'll pause it and it'll do like another, it'll do like 2 candles instead of 1. I do like this entry. I don't know why this one's not working, dude. Okay. It is what it is. Trying to be aware of my emotions while I'm like watching a simulated trade. So I did not draw this out. So this is kind of interesting, actually. I think that's why you draw your shit out, dude. Because I think this would be a good spot to take the... I don't want to... I mean, it's literally... Look at this. How? Tell me how far that is, dude. It's literally a tick away from the target. And if we knew that this was, if you know this is a supply zone and it could be reversing, and the volume profile looks like this, you should probably just like get out. We'll play it out, but dude, I'm gonna give myself this one because of how close that is. I mean, come on. I think it comes down to. No, I'm just gonna leave it because if we're being real, no, I'm gonna leave it because if that's my real target, that's my real target. And if I didn't notice it until then, I wouldn't be able to go back in time in a real environment. Let's be a little disciplined here, but I think if I knew when I entered that this was a zone, which I should have. Okay, first hangover mistake of the day. There's a big impulse, and the volume profile up here looks like it's kind of a shelf right here, and that's where it's bouncing out of. So if you know that, you should probably target kind of, that area. And also, getting in on the break of this might have been a better move as well. I wasn't sure about it, honestly, but... Yeah, and this is also like the one-to-one thing. It's like my reward is literally only that high because of how much risk I took, which doesn't make any sense. Like the market doesn't think about price that way. So why, you know what I mean? It is kind of triple bottoming here. So let's see if we get lucky. The other reason you might want to just look at that, we got lucky. / we're playing the trend. So really, God is watching over us today. There are a couple places here though that you can get in a good short. Like I think this first one. Like if you think this is a reversal, that's good. This I think you need to have a really solid, because you're counter trend. Once again, like you need to have a really solid entry, and this candle just doesn't look that good. I'm gonna mark this one with an arrow. What else? You could argue that this is like an entry, but I don't like it as much as the other one. And the bounce down here, it's not super bearish. So the price action is kind of, okay. But yeah, let's leave that. So it really bothers me that got in here. So this is what I'm talking about when I say like you can be a little willy-nilly with your entries. See, even just the way that we placed it, like, makes a difference in here. But this is how it was. The other reason you might want to leave it like this is because, what was I saying? Because if part of your strategy, like to retain some psychological, this could be an entry here too. But we're not. It looks a little more like a range now than I don't love this, but I think this might go up. But I don't love this. If you're hedging your psychology by taking a trade and like if you put on a trade and just shut the computer, which I think is a fantastic strategy. Then you also need to let these play out without interfering at all. Practice trading like you're practicing, like you're trading in real life, like you want to trade in real life. You're not just practicing price action, you're practicing the psychology aspect of it. Baby, psychology. Me, psychology. Yeah, bro, psychology. So you see, oh yeah, I was going to start saying something. You see how these, it's cracking through these zones, and it did on the one that I took. So if you're if you're really strict about your zones and such, you wouldn't take that because you consider this an invalid zone. I still took that because I think on NASDAQ, you're seeing it here again, like it can wick lower and still just respect that area. Or at least have a reaction out of that area. I just be drinking shit, man. I got like 17 drinks, you know what I'm saying? Man, I got so many drinks, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all ain't got drinks like me. I got drinks. Man, I got like more drinks than anybody. Like anybody I know, you know what I'm saying? I feel good about the trading, dude. Like I do. I'm always cautious about that cycle of like gaining false confidence, and then every time you're ready to jump in, you're like jump into a prop firm, you're like, this is it. This is the time that I don't blow the account. And it's like you think that every time you blow an account. So the time that you don't blow an account, do you think you'll be thinking that way? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know the answer because I've never passed a prop firm challenge. We're really high up, but we're very extended. But is it just going to keep going? What does that zone look like? There's a little volume lump here. There's a gap. There's a big gap down here. Let's see what happens at this gap. I don't know. I'm not too eager to get in here. Like we were just so far above everything. I think it could go a little. Like I think it might touch that gap first, or I would at least like to see it close higher instead of just wick higher. See, it touched the gap. Not yet. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't see what I liked. I think you could have taken this one. Yeah. But I didn't see what I liked. It's really hitting a top right up here. You see how it's going lower and lower? So it's kind of the opposite we saw early on when I started trading on TradingView, where it was a top and it would go. I was shorting at this level, but the lows we're going like this. And then eventually it broke through. What we're seeing here is this. So what I think is, I mean, I don't know. It's still bullish. I think maybe we can come back. I don't know. We'll see. Jesus Christ. We'll see what happens. This is what happens when you have too many drinks, man. Start breaking shit. If you look at it like this, that could be a good entry. But it's just this price action up here that I don't. It's probably just grabbing liquidity, I guess, but you can probably make that work. I'm not putting this on, but I think you can make it work. What does the volume look like here, too? Doesn't work. Good thing I didn't put that on. This price action is telling you all you need to know right now. There also wasn't a great short opportunity up here. Like, you could call that a zone, but that's not very good. And so before we were also bullish on if it's like cracking through the zone. Now I don't love that. Start to come back. It's just weird volume today on the profile. No, I don't like that. It's like 3:30. I don't think anything's going to happen. Damn, did you hear that? Spent 20 minutes on Monday. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. It's a stinky one. Just watch out for fakes. I feel like it's so easy to get faked out. I have been faked out so many times. I will continue to be faked out, but stuff like this is like, okay, kind of a double bottom. We like this price action. Why didn't I take this? I just want it to be really nice because now being bullish is kind of counter trend, right? So if it's going to be bullish, I want it to be real pretty. Okay. And that's Monday. Let's go to Wednesday. Might have to chop this video up a little bit, but let's go to Wednesday. Can I please use a channel? Please. Oh. And I want to go back for a second because this was the one that I talked about in the last video where my boss told me that this was a good short from 435. And it turned into an entire, actually, if you held it with that as your, so if your stop was here, obviously you get cooked, but if you held it with that as your thing, this entire day becomes profit, or this entire overnight session. I don't know what the day looks like yet. Damn, he's a wizard sometimes. Yeah, why short here? And again, this is like, this was kind of the key zone, and it cracked through that zone, but it also like just flipped perfect double pin, whatever the fuck this is. And that was right at, it moved up into this shelf, this little volume niche here, and just fell straight down from there. This is probably, I'm sure there's a higher time frame there somewhere. It's so cool when it just teleports you somewhere else. I think it was here. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why this zone in particular was so important. I think it's point of control. There was a little volume node yesterday, but not like crazy. Sorry, just trying to reverse engineer this stuff, Okay, let's keep going. Wow. Keep going. Come on. Keep going. So let's see if they reverse this overnight move. Down. Move down. I stand against a faceless man. I play a little guitar today. Why not? Look at that. Doesn't bode great for the Bulls. It's kind of where you get bricked up is when you see stuff like this, the VWAP lining up with a zone, and then maybe you get a little value area low there, But I also don't like all this sideways stuff that's going on right now. Just farting the whole time. Just farting. We'll break out. You want to break out? You want to break out? Yup. It's getting like a little steep here. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I don't really like this. I'm waiting. Oh, what's this? I don't love this. I don't love this, but we're definitely bullish right now. Exploring new territory. Do we want to try to get up there? Like, what does volume from yesterday tell us? Also, nothing. Those are the highs up there. No, I'm gonna say no, but it could just keep going. No. It's funny, like you don't know. It's just like another fake out. You just don't know when it's gonna go up. But yeah. It's like there's like unclear price action that's like kind of bullish but also sideways at the same time, if that makes sense. And that's like okay. So we like if we're in an uptrend and I think this uptrend is going to continue, at some point it's going to pull back and that's when I'm going to get in. But it's like, where is it going to pull back to when it just looks this shitty? I don't know what I'm trying to say. You just want it to be clear. You just want clear. It's like if it pulls back and continues, I want to know where it's most likely to pull back to. Okay. And if I don't know if I would long from here either, because it is technically bullish, but it's like such a grind to get up there. Actually, yeah, I think this would have been a good place to short if I wasn't looking. What's the shorting from like a high volume node? Actually went straight across this gap to the value area high. But yeah, that's a good place to short, I think. Because let's look at it. No. Let's not look at it. But just like your zone breaks through all these lows. It's not perfect, but decent. And that turns into a fucking nightmare for bullish people. I mean, damn. Look at this. I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, damn. It just be doing shit. So we could see a bullish push out of this area. Now it's like a game of when, and I want to see us get some bullish break of structures first. So like now I'm like, okay, we can look for somewhere to enter long. And maybe a pullback to this zone would be good. It's a big candle. What do we think? It wants to stay inside the value area. There's a Nodi Podi right here. It's up in here. There's a volume gap up here. VWAP is up there. I think that's a long. And let's use this as our stop, I guess. Now this is 80 points. I think keep it ahead of VWAP. Or maybe point control, I guess. Yeah, definitely gonna do like a quarter. I would try to get this down to like 20 points risk, I think. Not looking good. You like my little sniffy stick? These are fantastic. They must be causing some kind of brain damage or something though, because I don't think you should be looking. You should be just sniffing shit. But it's good for clearing up your nose. That didn't work. Yeah. Yeah. That's why you lower your risk on something like that. You don't know. You don't know that you're going to catch the bottom, honestly. This still looks bearish to me now. Maybe they just like need to eat through some demand down here, and then they'll break through this zone because they're just pushing it lower and lower. Yeah. Maybe don't even think about being long at all right now. Yep, they broke through that zone. Not every higher time frame zone is gonna hold. So, if it went off there, maybe it would go off a lot. But I mean, you did see this pretty strong reaction considering how big the move was back here. But all right, let's look at this. If it comes back up here, that might be a good short. Broke through it. 4 o'clock. Okay. Not bad. I mean, that's not good, but not that big 1-1 for this session. I think we are at 35 minutes, so I'm gonna stop there. But I'm gonna review Friday on my own. And look, I said, hey, before I started, okay, I said before I entered that trade, I said I would like to get this down to 20 points. If you kept this at 30 points, you would be net positive. So do a little scaling, do a little math. Doesn't matter, because we should be, like I said last video, don't measure by points. Don't optimize towards points. Optimize your win rate and optimize your risk.